Hey everybody, this is Jay from the Full On Group at Remax. So I just wanted to give a market update on what I have as far as predictions for the end of for the rest of 2022 and maybe the first quarter of 2023. So we're certainly going to still see a trend of being a bullish seller's marketplace, but competition will start to level off and the price growth will start to become a little more normal. But you do have to bear in mind that the values are high right now, so the prices are high right now. So this will continue to hit a new high. It just won't be as aggressive. So down the line, we're not going to see, maybe 20, 40, 50, $60,000 over asking. It still will go over asking, but it won't be as aggressive like I mentioned. The pace of growth will start to become more in line with buyers in 2023, I think, for two reasons. One, with the prices that high as they are, and the interest rates actually raising right now around between 5.5% and 6%. Some of you lucky folks might be around the 4 mark, and kudos to you. But with those two indicators, it's going to be hard for buyers to aggressively put offers in way over asking, because we're at the threshold of affordability for housing right now, and that goes for rents and for actually purchases. So we're at the tail end of this right now, I believe. Hopefully, fingers crossed. And inventory will start to grow, I think, at the end of 2022. Now it's still being aggressive out there, even with the rates and everything else. But what's happening is everybody's getting knocked down a peg. So people that are basically marginal at best can no longer afford a home, unfortunately, and everybody's basically getting dropped down a peg. So that's a good reason too, where the inventory is going to slowly start to grow. As far as buyers are concerned, millennials will continue to be the largest pool of buyers out there. Right now, with the beginning of next year, there's going to be about 45 million millennials between the ages of 20, 26, and 35. That's the prime age in the nation. So they're going to continue to outpace any other demographics, including myself, being a Gen X. Where's my Gen X's out there? But so that's going to continue. And I think when the fall comes, generally this time of fall and winter generally slow down a little bit, but I still think we're going to see an aggressive market where homes that come to market are going to go under contract very quickly. Now, you may not have heard, within the last 10 years that, the suburbs or the burbs are dead, because of the pool of buyers being millennials, and everybody thought millennials want to be closer to the city and to the action and the pubs and everything else like that. But as time's marching on and these millennials are getting older, and I'm calling them older millennials, making me feel real friggin' old right now. But as millennials get older, and with the lockdown in 2020 and 2020, well, 2020, and millennials having families now, they're starting to realize that maybe that city life is not really for them. Or another reason too is prices are becoming a little too high when you're in the city. So what millennials are doing is they're starting to come out and they're going to the suburbs to purchase their homes. I do believe that the need for extra space for offices is definitely going to be something that's really important. And this will start to, basically take place because what businesses are realizing and offices are realizing is that they can cut their basically cost of doing business and get rid of these large companies and these large office spaces where they're paying, 10, 20, 30, 40, $50 per square foot with cam charges, and basically working from home. Productivity is still there, and if there's a little loss, they're saving a lot of money from not having that overhead charge. So that is definitely going to continue to be something that is very important. So, if you have something that has, extra space, that's obviously going to be a commodity. Now, all in all, these are obviously predictions based off of what I'm reading and what I'm actually seeing in the streets, but I'm pretty positive that's what we're really looking at. And I'm really hoping that, the beginning of 2023 is going to start to turn over a new leaf and start to cool things down a little bit. Now, I still stand firm that we are not going to have a crash. We are seeing increases in foreclosures, but you got to realize in 2020, basically there was no foreclosures because nobody was getting kicked out of the house. So that really dropped down to very, very low numbers. And now that everything's getting become a little more normalized, we're going to start seeing an increase in foreclosures. But I think the numbers are juked because, again, they were lower than they generally historically are nationwide. So we'll continue to watch that and we'll just see what happens there. And I hope this information was helpful. And